Hey YouTube, Fugue Machine is another app that I use a lot and haven't done a video for, so I'm going to correct that now in this. It is a sequencer that is really clever because it lets you sequence a whole bunch of different stuff using the same note pattern. So a simple example of that is to set out a couple of notes here. And now we got one part playing through these two notes. But now I've got a second part playing on the same two notes at an entirely different speed. So you see, this is set at one note per the tempo, and this is dividing that by 8. So that's x1, and this is divided by 8. And you'll also notice this is also set an octave lower than this. So if we crank that up, we got an entirely different kind of thing going on. One is really fast, 2 octaves up, and the other one's 8 times as slow and 1 octave down. So if we add in even more parts, it's easy to just, with these two notes, make something really elaborate. So you notice this orange one started off on the right-hand side, and let's look at what that's doing. Its style is just to always play whatever we're playing backwards. And you can change that to make it bounce and stuff. Kind of like the way that sounded as is, so I'm going to leave that one alone and bring in the green one. And you'll see that this one is this fast-moving green one. Let's look at the speed of that. That's 2 times the tempo. It is going back and forth, and it bounces. And it's starting going backwards. So if I stop everything and then start everything up again, you'll see that the green one is going to come out from this side. Whoops. So that's it. Like, that's the basic of the app. I mean, you just got this thing to pitch everything up majorly, but that's it. It's just like a really simple app that lets you come up with these really rich melodies in the most simple way possible. Like, that's it, 2 notes, and all of this that you're hearing is happening. See what happens when we throw in a third here. Alright, that little 4th note didn't work out too well. God damn it. And you can also pitch things around. I'm actually going to put this up to a 5th. Let me check what everything else is at. Bring it down to 0. And you can also adjust the volume of everything in the the mix here by playing with the velocity of each color. So here, let me stop everything so you can just listen to this blue one. It's much quieter now if we bring in everything else. I like this, but I think I want to lower that an octave. That orange is sounding really good, but it's a little drowned out by everything else. So let me also lower this fast mover. So that's like a whole lot going on with 3 notes. Let's screw around with that and try a different pattern altogether. Doesn't sound so good on those really fast-moving ones when you've got two notes that are right next to one of the edges, because it's going to bounce and hit it twice. So watch as the green one's hitting it and then hitting it again. That doesn't sound so hot. So let's just make that a full note there. These lower notes are too low. Let me pump those up and see what happens. And if you want to get clever with this, you can reduce the length of the loop. So before it was a 4-note bar, and now it's a 3-note bar. Now it's a half bar. And making a dramatic change like that is fun. And you notice that the changes only occur after you lift up your finger, so you can be screwing around with this all day long, but it doesn't actually change anything until you commit by releasing it. Playing with that slider is a good way to just add a little bit of variation. And this, the main way that I use this is just as kind of a general screwing around when I don't want to be playing at the keys. I just want to screw around with something while I'm playing with some other synthesizer. And it'll just keep on spitting out all these various notes, and it's easy for me to tweak it and play with it on the fly if I get bored with the melody. And that's really, really important to me because I've got ADHD, and oh my God, I get bored with melodies so quickly. So if I'm in that position, I can screw on with this. Entirely different kind of feel to that. And I can experiment with new notes. And it is polyphonic, so you could have notes on top of notes. And you can control the key. So like right now it's a C minor. I'd already structured this pretty well. Let's see, so I'm going to move it back there. I just wanted to show that you can easily change the key that all of these notes are representing. And like I said, I've seen people using this in the same sort of way that I use it, where it's just kind of this background sequencer that I kind of forget about and come back to when I want to change something. I've seen great examples of people making good use of this on modular synthesizers. I don't have a modular synthesizer. If I did, it would be back there. But I do have, thanks to a insanely generous reader of the site, Mike Freak gave me a Prophet 12. Oh my God, a Prophet 12, like a real DSI Prophet 12. So let's run this through that and see what happens. It's super easy. Change the built-in synth to now switch over to my USB interface. And now what you're hearing is the Prophet 12. Screw around with that. A pretty good example of the complexity that you can get here, because oh my god, the Prophet 12 has the 12 different voices. So you're hearing, like, I'm looking at the voices right now, you're listening to 7 of those voices getting triggered by all this shit that's going back and forth. There's not really a lot for me to show you on this one. I hope you've, like, at least seen that, oh my god, this is kind of a fun thing to play around with. If you don't already have it, it's certainly worth grabbing. I don't remember how much it is offhand. I think it's like $10 or less than $10. It's totally worth it. It's from the developer of Arpeggianome, which was this, like, really, like, at the time, it was like this really impressive arpeggiator thing that was, like, highly performance oriented. Definitely worth checking this out. Thank you very much to my Patreon patrons for making these videos possible. Take it easy, folks. So by pushing that to 3 o'clock, it's like it was pushing this to about 12, I think. That's what it sounds like anyhow. It's about the same sound I was getting. We're getting different kind of textures down here in the low now. So, you see, if I keep it at a short chord, it barely gets into that attack phase where it's bringing in the second, or the second and third VCOs. So listen to this. I can do this kind of quick chord where it's just the sub, which is a square. And then more dramatic.